Hey, Chapatti, cook us something good to eat.
Hello and welcome to Food with Life. I am your host Chapatti, and we're here at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles, California. We have a very, very special guest here, and this time it's very unusual because he's a unique man in talking about mastering life and shifting in time, and something many of us are not aware of about miracles. So let's talk a little bit about your touch on this subject and your experience in what came out in your very good book, Saved by the Light. It was a near death or it was a death experience. Tell us a bit about this.
Well, in 1975, I grew up in the Deep South in the southern tier states of America.
Yes.
I never ever heard Chapatti about anything to do with either went to hell or you went to heaven or there was nothing. In 1975, I was struck by lightning while talking on the telephone.
Oh.
And lightning hit me in the side of the head. It went down my spine, and it welded the nails of the heels of my shoes to the floor, threw me out of my shoes. If I had not have been grounded, I would have exploded, suspended me in the air, and slammed me on my back down on the bed. I was dead for 28 minutes, completely paralyzed for 6 days, partially paralyzed for 7 months. I spent 2 years learning to walk and feed myself. And I discovered a world of miracles. I discovered a world that was more genuine than anything that I had ever gone through. I had what is now known as a near-death experience, but it was a death experience. But Chapatti, what you have to remember is when this event happened to me, there was no such thing as a near-death experience. Dr. Raymond Moody had not written his landmark book. So I had this experience with no background, no way to deal with it, no way to observe it or look at it, that you lift out of your body and that you become aware of the world around you. And you are safer and more comfortable in that in-between state than you've ever been in any other state of existence.
So, I question you, have a say there was like a world of joy, was it, or without darkness, or what was it you experienced?
Awareness.
Awareness.
You become aware that this is basically an illusion, that you're living in a hologram that's created by the collective consciousness of the other spiritual beings that are occupying the human form along with you. You become aware of that where there is no question. And then I moved down a tunnel and I came into this place of bright, brilliant, beautiful light, a celestial, spiritual place. And I could see and sense dimensional reality, not just distance, physical and mental, but more spiritual and dimensional. And I know that this is our home. We don't come from here.
Right.
We don't just exist at the moment of birth.
Right.
We have existed long before we ever chose and were chosen to enter this particular realm. And so I became aware that we are great, powerful, and mighty spiritual beings. And I became aware that we have been around forever and that we'll be around forever. And we choose to come here to make a divine difference. And in the course of it, we also choose lessons that we want to teach ourselves.
So, when you say a divine difference, and I mean, our divine difference is in fact part of the teaching we're learning.
No.
No?
Our divine difference has nothing to do with teachings or what we're learning. The divine difference is to be yourself. What we do is we create obstacles that creates a way that we don't just be ourselves. We live in fear. We live in gratification instead of exaltation and spiritual compassionate focus.
Okay. So what I was implying was that it is through this divine grace, if you would use that term, that we learn or we see this view of lights and dark.
No.
We don't, nothing like this.
All that's hogwash. None of that's true. We
Wait. I mean, certainly there's the dark side.
well, that's called the night.
Called what?
The night.
Okay. Or illusion, no?
Well, yeah, it's the same.
All right. Maya is an Eastern term, you know. I mean, certainly there is that. And then there's the other side of lightness, no? Or brightness, or purity, or joy, or the positive side of living.
I think all sides of life are positive. I think the moment that as long as you're breathing, you are in celebration. It's the value of when you aren't breathing that you come to reckon with the fact of how close you stayed to being your true self. How close did you stay to being the great, powerful, and mighty spiritual being, the part of the divine connectiveness, and expressing compassion, love, and service in this life. That's the only thing that you reckon with.
Yes.
You can hold someone in trouble in the darkness. You can hold someone in trouble in illusion. You can protect and defend something no matter what the issues, if it's an earthquake or a hurricane or the building is being blown up, just like 9/11. You can still protect and care about someone.
Yes.
As well as you can do it in the daylight in love and joy. You know, to help someone with what they're going through when you're in utter ecstasy or utter joy. So when you see the divine place, the things that we in Western conscious call heavens, the heavens, you begin to appreciate the art form of what appears to be polarity, opposites, good and evil, light and dark, day and night, male and female. You see that that's created as a temporal system to function in. It's not really real.
Right. It's part of illusion.
Yeah, it's illusion necessary.
Right.
So that we sense the moment of when we help someone and they say thank you. And you walk away knowing that that's what you did.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute, all right? Much more to discuss. I'm your host, Chapatti, with our wonderful guest, Dannion Brinkley. We'll be right back to discuss more about possibly love and more.
And food.
And food, yes. I'm your host, Chapatti. Stay with us. This is Food with Life. We'll be right back.